Okay, now we're live. We're figuring this out. How you doing, kings and queens? Welcome to the Market Open live stream, Friday, December 3rd, the first Friday of the month. First Friday of the month. All right, first I'd like to say if you have any questions, drop them in the chat now. I'll answer them as soon as I possibly can, even though right now I'm by myself, but it is all cool. Alright, so I'm trying out a new thing. I'm trying to do it through YouTube, I guess you could say. So not really I guess you could say this is going to be practice round. Well, this whole first few months is going to be practice round, to be honest. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. Okay, we have 15 minutes until market open. Until the market does open, I figure we scroll through a couple of different, no, wrong mouse. So we scroll through some cryptos. Make sure my links get sent out. I think we're good. Let's see, what's the crypto market doing today? If you are watching, give me a quick shout. Let me know how the video is. Let me know how the volume is. Let me know if you can hear too much background noise. I am trying to watch a little of the stock news too at the same time, which I guess doesn't really work if you can't read or see it. Ah, interesting. I can make it go big. Okay. So let's see. We got Bitcoin, which is basically sitting sideways still. I mean, it's gone up, of course, since it had its dip to about 54,000. Ethereum was at either a high or close to the high a couple of days ago. Hit about $4,700. Binance Coin is a little down, but still, very healthy. Tether, this is always going to bounce around $1, of course. 236 for Solana. That's getting back up there, 5% on the day, so that's looking good. Oh, I got the window open. Let me know if that chatter in the background is distracting. It's just birds and such, but I wonder if you can hear that. All right, we got Kadena at 165. I mean, it had a little bit of a jump the last couple of days, or maybe the last day, but it's still down. So if you're looking to get into Kadena, if you believe in the project long term, this could be a pullback. Not sure, maybe a retracement, whichever one. I don't know. Basically, all I'm saying is it's discounted right now. XRP, same thing. It looks like it's come down again. It was at $1 just yesterday. So this I do have high hopes for once the lawsuit is resolved, which I do think will be in Ripple's favor. But we'll see. This is not financial advice. I believe you know what? I should say that at the beginning of this chat. Nothing I say here is financial advice. This is all for educational and entertainment purposes. Anything that I say could potentially lose you all of your money. So enter at your own risk, or listen at your own risk. If you ever hear a little gruffing like that, that's my pup. He's still learning, so thinks he's a big tough guy. Less. Good boy. All right, Polkadot is another good one I believe in long term. It's $36. Pulled back from its high, which I think was about 54. Let's see what its high was. Maybe it was in the high 40s. Yeah, $54.98. Let's see, and we are back. And Dogecoin, I don't really believe in meme coins too much. But, if I were to buy Doge again, it would be at the 20-cent range. So maybe if I find $50 in one of my accounts, I'll throw, need to project my voice. Maybe if I find $50 in one of my accounts, I'll throw it into Doge. Terra's looking really good. and I'm happy about that. $68 on Terra. It's up 5% on the day. They're a layer one that's doing kind of the same thing that Avalanche and Solana is, and they just launched UST. I don't know what rank that is, but UST is their native stablecoin, but it works differently than other stablecoins. Typically, with a stablecoin, you put in $1, you get $1 in their digital stablecoin out. But in Terra's, there we go. In Terra's case, UST, you'll burn Luna to get your UST. So you're burning the Luna token to get the UST stablecoin token. Avalanche had a little bit of a pullback at 111. Another layer one project. I do believe in that one. SHIB meme coin. Do with that what you will. It does keep getting bumped down. I will say that it has been overtaken by Luna and Avalanche now. Next for it to be overtaken would be Crypto.com, which I do think is very likely. Crypto.com has been sitting at about $17-18 billion market cap the last couple of days. So it's not too far of a cry for it to hit 24 billion, where SHIB is. CRO, Crypto.com, is sort of like, you can say Binance. It has it's an exchange that has a Visa with it. You can gain rewards back. I mean, it's I've been using it for the last year and a half, as far as basically my main bank account. So that's essentially what I'm trying to say. I'm a little half distracted because this dog is still going at it a little bit. Less. Meh. Couché. By the way, those are French terms, so if you ever hear me say random things that don't sound like English, it's not. Okay, so CRO, I do believe it. I do believe in it. It is on a pullback right now, 15% down from the past 7 days, but it's up, I think about 30%, or maybe even 100. I think it's up about 100% in the last month or so. Polygon Matic, ooh, I didn't even realize it was up this high. So this one I've been very bullish on lately. It's a layer 2/layer 1 that is based on Ethereum. So it's basically to help with congestion and gas fees for Ethereum-based projects. A lot of people are actually choosing to build on it itself just because of how cheap and fast it is. But you are losing security when you're building on something like Polygon as opposed to Ethereum. But it's really awesome to see. It's actually got me a little distracted because I have Polygon. So if you see me kind of looking like I'm doing two things at the same time, it's because I'm in my actual accounts just checking on a couple of things, seeing where exactly I am, if I want to take my profit. What is my DC? I think I'm dollar cost average in on this one at about $1.90. I'm working with small accounts here. I don't have big accounts. I want to be very open and honest with that. So I'm talking maybe 50 Matic here. I think I have. But if we can keep turning that. Yeah, I'm at about $1.90. Okay, so I'm gonna wait until a little bit longer until obviously, or I shouldn't say obviously, but I'll wait a little bit more before taking profit with Matic, but that's looking good. I do want to get out of EOS soon, to be honest with you. I gotta stop even saying their name. They're not doing anything. Kadena, what is Kadena doing lately? I wonder. You know what, let's look at Lunar Crush. See what socially is being said about Kadena. Kadena was one that was really big right before Bitcoin took its dip from 70 to 58 or whatever it was a couple of months ago or a month ago. They were up in 18, 20, even I think got up to $24, $25, and then they went down kind of with everything else. So I'm kind of hoping that they do come back, because I don't want to unload this one. I like the project as a whole, and they're backed by a lot of strong people, or entities, I guess you could say. But the momentum with them has definitely gone down. So let's see, KDA, Kadena, wow, 1583. Yeah, see, even by my rules, I should be unloading this one. I should probably, I should probably move this one. I don't know. What do you think? You think I should move this one? We think we should unload this. I don't like selling at a loss. I'm not a fan of that at all. I'm gonna sit on this one for a little bit longer, see what happens. See, is there any news that came out? Let's see. Bought some more Kadena tonight. Okay, a couple days ago. Again at current level, it's the next Fibonacci sequence. Okay. All right. So it looks like there's still bullish sentiment. Still bullish sentiment around Kadena. That's good to know. It's definitely good to know. I did forget to open Webull. Let's open you up. What time are we at? We got 4 minutes until market open. All right, 4 minutes until we're at market open. Looks like everything is going well so far with the stream. All right, cool. Oops. Okay. So let's see. Move Webull over to here. Come on now. Why don't you want to go? All right, open on this desktop, right here. Sort of. There we go. Okay. Okay. Now we're good. Seeing what's what. All right, you got 3 minutes till market open. Okay. Uniswap has been coming back just a little bit the last couple of days, I guess. Maybe the last few days. Let's see. Chainlink, $25. That's looking still pretty healthy, up 3% for the day. Algorand. Algorand is one that I'm probably going to start DCAing back into. So DCA is dollar cost average, if you didn't know, for those of you who didn't know. So Algorand is one that I'm going to probably start DCAing back into. Bitcoin Cash, not too big of a fan. I mean, if you want to make some profit here and there, it goes up and it goes down. So you can make profit on both sides if you really want to. What do you want, buddies? Let's see. Axie Affinity, looks like that's going up a bit. Atom, yeah, not surprised by Cosmos going up. That one's been talked about lately. I forget what it is off the top of my head. I'll click into that in a second. I gotta start using Twitter some more too. You know what? This is. Let's see if I can pull that up real quick. Am I logged in here? Am I? All right, I'm not, so I'm not going to worry about it. Okay. One more minute till market open. So let me switch over to Webull. Webull. There goes my alarms for market open. We are open. All right, let's check. Check 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2. All right, there we are. So, market is officially open. There we go, now it's starting to reflect. Okay, things are starting to wake up. Uranium is something that I'm looking into more and more. I don't want to go too deep into it just yet, just because I haven't done too much research. But this is something that I'm starting to at least swing trade. If not, I'm going to start going, or not if not, but also going long. So definitely keeping an eye on some of these. U is something that was mentioned in the Discord by Steven a couple of days ago. So if you know anything about uranium and you want to drop it in the chat, feel free to do that. We'd really appreciate it. And yep, looks like everything is now really starting to reflect. Seeing a lot of green, obviously, because these are the leaders. Let's see uranium. UEC 367. This is the one I'm swing trading right now, UEC. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna start looking in, into these different stocks and different ETFs and whatnot for uranium. Definitely want to get more familiar with those. So let's get into what we are talking about today. Again, if you are in here, drop a question in the chat and I'll answer as soon as I can. Man, this watch is just getting smaller. All right, there we are. So one thing real quick that I wanted to say is that the reason that I'm starting this channel, I'm probably going to state this pretty much every time that I'm on here, looking for different flows and whatnot, and how to run this channel. But anyway, the big reason that I started this channel is I wanted to open space to talk about investing, mostly stocks, but I wanted to not necessarily a platform, but somewhere where we could chat back and forth, and I could just kind of flush out ideas that are going through my head. It's you could say just a brain dump for me, and in hopes that you guys and me and I can also get takeaways to create generational wealth as things go forward. So, isn't that right, Buppies? That way you can get all the toys and balloons you want. So, that's the reason I'm starting the channel. That's the mission of this channel. Okay, all right, I get it. So if you have any questions, if you have any comments, if you're looking to invest in alternative things as opposed to just stocks, mutual funds, and such, feel free to join the Discord. Let me actually pin that in the chat because that makes sense. And we'll be able to learn together. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully I'm hoping the byproduct of this is that we all get generational wealth, basically. Long story short. All right. So there's the Discord link pinned in the chat. All right, a few things that we're going to go over today. It's going to be just kind of what's going on in crypto. A couple of things in the news that I found the last couple of days, the last day. And then we'll do the same thing as usual. Surf the crypto, surf the stock, see what's going on, and then yeah, just keep it rolling and strolling. Let's see. Haven't really used this too much. Let's see. Let's do large cap. Close enough. Looks like Airbnb is large cap. Let's see what's really moving right now. Let's see what's moving down. Ooh, DocuSign, that's down. Big time, 35%. What happened with DocuSign? Is it time to buy DocuSigns following this Q3 results? Man, look at the size of the candle. That's on the week chart. There's the day. So it is down. Okay, so it looks like it's kind of been going down for a little bit. Now this was one of the stocks that shot up in 2021 or 2020 because of COVID and everything, everyone being home and needing it. So I'm wondering if this is kind of settling back down to where it used to be or finding a new level now that people are going back to work. Or at least meeting in person. You know what? This is interesting. We'll add this to the list. Let's see. Oblivion Corp, don't know what that is. Let's go back to the screeners. Let's go back to the screen. How do I open up the screeners again? Let's see. Where are my screeners? Where's my screener? There we go. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Global. All right, I've heard of a couple of these. Alibaba, I have heard lately. Something to do with China kind of cracking down on regulations. Man, I'm in NEO, so this one kind of hurts. It just keeps going down. Maybe I should get out of NEO. Let me see. Yeah, it's kind of at where my rules say I should be getting out. So this one, I think, is for shortly. Oh, wait, it's Friday. My rules also say don't sell on Fridays. So no matter the sentiment, I'm staying in. Almost forgot about that. I'm going to hold true to that rule because it has done me well. I've lost a lot of money by selling on Thursdays and Fridays just because of things going down too far. So rather not sell in a loss if I can help it. All right, let's go over a couple of things. Open up some of these news articles that I've seen lately. Last couple of days in cryptos. So good old Charlie Munger. If you don't know Charlie Munger, this is Warren Buffett's best friend. They've been working together for long time. I know longer than I've been alive. Yeah, I'm pretty sure longer than I've been alive. Almost forgot what I was. So Charlie Munger is saying that what China did as far as kicking out their miners and everything was a mature move. Not to quote him saying mature move, but they said, I believe quoting him would say it was adult. Yep. It was acting in an adult fashion. So I see where he's coming from. Usually I would say things like this are hypocritical because people investing in I don't want to sound like I don't want to be misquoted in any way. So let me rephrase that. So Berkshire Hathaway, as far as I understand as a whole, they don't focus on tech. They try not to invest in tech as much as possible. So if that weren't the case, then I would say he's being hypocritical. But him and Warren Buffett, I do know, try to stay away from tech. So they themselves, I could see saying something like this, which I know Warren Buffett has been saying similar things to Bitcoin because they don't believe in it. They think it's kind of a childish thing. There's no solidity behind it. But, I mean, was there solidity behind any currency in the beginning? But I guess not even guys who have been in the market this long would know that far back for sure. So they think that it's a correct decision to basically ban Bitcoin or ban mining in China. I don't think that this is really going to have any true influence. This is the last article that I have in my tab list. So I really don't want to spend too much time on it. This is one of those things that if I get to it, I get to it. But effectively, he's not very positive on Bitcoin. He thinks it should go away, and yeah, that's really it. Yeah, there's not much more to say about that. I don't want to get stuck on that at all. Sunday Swap testnet. I think I mentioned this yesterday, but it's going live. They're going to slowly roll out the new DEX for Cardano. So this is why it's been going up a little bit the last few days. So this is positive. Oh, right. There we go. December 5th is when it finally rolls out. So buy the rumor, sell the news, Anyway, not financial advice. But this will hopefully be bullish for Cardano. As long as everything goes well with this, we should be seeing Cardano pick back up. At least not be completely sideways as it was. Hopefully it gets back into the $2 range. But yeah, Sunday Swap is going to be the first acting DEX in Cardano. So if you have anything in the Cardano ecosystem, I'm confident in saying that it's going to see some type of change because of what's going on with Cardano right now, as far as coming in with the DEX, with what's happening with Sunday Swap. That's what I meant to say. So keep your eye out for Sunday Swap. Keep your eye out for how much activity goes on, the amount of people who, or the amount of volume that gets traded in it, and how they are releasing it to the public for it to be used. I think that's going to be the first biggest thing to check on, especially if you're a Cardano holder. NFTs. So Dead Mouse and Portugal the Man. I don't know this group. I've heard of Dead Mouse before. Maybe Portugal the Man is a group. Maybe it's a person. I don't know. But these guys are going to be releasing their next. I think it was singles, if I'm not mistaken. But they'll be releasing. Yep, their newest song. This is fine. Is being exclusively sold as an NFT. The Near blockchain. Okay, so there'll be, yep. So 250 will be sold at Miami's Art Basel Festival for $1.29 a piece. There's going to be way more than that minted. Yep, 1 million. So a quarter of them will be sold for $1.29 a piece down in Miami. Maybe I should tell my cousin about that. And this is I would say an interesting thing coming in, because this just shows more experimentation going on in the NFT space as far as artists are concerned, when musical artists are concerned. I think this is going to be huge, because this will bring ownership back to the musician themselves. And this is what they were saying right here with streaming services, that the artists aren't really fairly compensated like they could be if they had more control of the track, of how it's released, and where it's released, and all that fun stuff. So this is very positive for not only Near protocol itself, but NFTs as a whole, and for musicians to get their ownership of their own products back. I forget this guy's name, but he's Dead Mouse, or from Dead Mouse. All right, Chile's Bitcoin bill. Before I get into that, let's check out what's going on, see if anything's moved too crazy. Man, you have 7%. Baibu, C. Okay. Let's get in our optimistic pants. See what's moving on the positive end. Is that really it? The highest one can't be 0.0 something. Neutral. Down. Okay, there we go. Marvel Technology. What a great name. I have heard about them before. Like I said before, I haven't really traded, or not traded. Well, yeah, I haven't traded lately too much in stocks, but I haven't been into the news and all around stocks, and I don't want to say real companies, but non-crypto companies. So forgive me on not recognizing too many of these, but as we go on, I will recognize more and more, because I am going to be doing my research. Okay. My puppy is adorable. This is what he does. He's telling me he wants attention. You want attention, buddy? He's like, why? He's like, why am I not getting pet right now? You're sitting there, and usually you're just petting me and like talking to me and stuff. But he's like, why are you talking and not talking to me? All right, so let's see. Southern Biotech. What else? Tyson Food. I know that one was down for a little while because they weren't able to meet supply. Now that's actually an interesting thing. So maybe that's why they're up. I was hearing that meat. Yep, they're up. Meat. Where was it? November is going to be that next big investment. So I heard that news the beginning of November. Yeah, I heard the news right around here. So I'm assuming this is when people started reading it on the back end, and this is probably when the inside investors really knew what was going on, maybe even sooner. So chicken, agricultural, so like corn, chicken, corn. What's another one? Clean water. They're effectively commodities anymore. I think they are traded as commodities. I know agricultural is as far as corn. I'm not familiar. I'm not sure about water. I'm not sure if water is traded. If it is, that's kind of messed up, but I guess it is what it is at the same time. So, anyway. Actually, you know what? That's what this channel's for. Let's give it a quick search. Forgive me if this is a dumb question to you. Yeah, 7 best water stocks and ETFs to buy. Now, the thing is are they water, or are they just companies like Dasani and whatnot who repackage water? Okay. What this is telling me is I need to get a new laptop. Or I need a webcam and do it off of my new computer. Well, new to me computer. Alright, I trust Forbes a little bit. Not really, but, you know, they're cool. Let's see what's out there. Central Proven, Charles Stewart. York Water Company is a company with 2 unique characteristics. Firstly, York Water Company is the oldest investor-owned water utility in the United States, having functioned continuously since 1816. Secondly, and most impressively, the company features one of the most impressive dividend histories ever recorded. The York Water showcases a spectacular record of over 200 uninterrupted dividend payments to shareholders. Wow, that's interesting. All right, so this has me a little bit conflicted because it's like one of those things. Like, do you really want water to be publicly traded? All right, so I'm going to look into these a little bit more. Let's see what this ticker's doing, but I'm going to look into these as far as the company behind them a little bit more because that is pretty interesting. I'm sure this isn't new news to some people, but it's interesting to me. I'm assuming these guys are going to be more sideways than anything. Oh, by the way, my monitor has been going in and out for me. I'm not sure exactly why. Okay, there we go. So if you ever see me kind of lean forward and finick with things, it's probably what I'm doing. So I'm assuming that this... Oh, okay, never mind. I'm on the week chart. I was about to say, wow, that had a big jump recently. I'm assuming that for the most part, this is going to be sideways because companies that are more focused on dividend or who have dividends, especially when they're showing 200 years of uninterrupted dividends, to me that tells me that that says that they're focused on long-term growth. So I'm not surprised to see this kind of being more stagnant. Now you can see, let's see, 2021, 2020. It's kind of, yeah, okay, yeah, just like everything else, it went up after the pandemic. It doesn't look like it went down too much during the pandemic, at least not in March when everything else went down. Interesting. So I had a big dip recently. Okay. Raises dividend by 4%. That was 11.23. Okay. All right. Something else to look into. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's see what else. Let's see my watch list. Just put DocuSign on there. I was looking at Chegs the other day. I believe this is the book company, if I'm not mistaken. Something I'm gonna look into. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That was the dog's toy. Okay. So nothing too crazy going on in the watch list. I have no positions in this right now. As you can see, I think I have like $20 in this account. Cruise and Airlines, Maine. There we go. Precious metals. Let's see what's going here. Goldfield. Nothing is really okay. There's not much really up right now. Not really much that's up right now. Except this. I keep not buying. Why am I not buying this? I'm a fan of rare earths. I'm a fan of precious metals. I'm a fan of commodities. But, I mean, just look at this. You can even see how the candles themselves are getting bigger and more solid over time. So, this is something that I'm going to be looking into. Started a DCA in for sure. Okay. But back to this. Let's see. We got Chile and Bitcoin. Chile and Bitcoin. They're not making a fungible token right now like El Salvador has. It was El Salvador, correct? Yeah, El Salvador. But they might be making it legal to buy in Bitcoin. So effectively what it sounds like might be happening is not necessarily that they're going to say it's a legal tender, whatever. But they're going to be accepting it in companies and, more widely used. But at the same time, it sounds like they're going to be making a central bank digital currency, CBDC. So I would say, or from what this article is saying, is that it looks like it's going to be kind of you'll be paying things if you're going into Chile. You'll be paying for things in Bitcoin, or you'll be paying for them in their CBDC whenever that does come out. Did I read where they were planning on doing it? I believe they're planning on doing it on Bitcoin, or as Bitcoin as a backing, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so I believe it's Bitcoin. And what this is telling me, and another thing that they were saying down here is that El Salvador, Argentina, possibly Venezuela, if they do it, so Venezuela, take Venezuela off that list, at least for now. So El Salvador and Argentina, apparently the economy isn't as strong as Chile. This is what they're saying. So they don't think that it's a need to make it legal tender. They don't think that this is the same move that Argentina or El Salvador has made because they were making the move because they needed a more stable currency. They needed something that was going to be able to pick up the economy because they were just, it was a no-go. Don't know how to say it, but it was a no-go. Those economies were really just starting to tank. So Chile is saying that they're stronger. So I think if this is the case, then this will just be positive for current cryptocurrency as a whole. Because then effectively it'll make cryptocurrency stronger. But Chile isn't the biggest country, so we'll see how this news takes as far as the grand scheme of things. What this is telling me, though, is that more countries are getting on board with accepting Bitcoin, and that's really big. So the more that Bitcoin moves, the more that everything moves. And here's another one. India is going to be releasing a fund. I think it's like Index or something like that. Yeah, so they're going to be releasing, or they're looking to, let me see, did I read a date? No, they didn't go too deep into this, at least not here. I'm going to be doing more research on this, but they're basically releasing a cryptocurrency fund. When I saw this, it came out like right as I was getting my notes together for the live. So it looks like they're going to be doing a cryptocurrency ETF or blockchain ETF. There we go. So it's not going to be tracking Bitcoin itself, or specifically, it's going to be tracking. It looks like more companies and some cryptocurrencies, more generally. So it'll be more of a market tracer or tracker rather than a specific coin or token tracker. But this is really neat. I think it's good for India. I think the more that bigger countries do things like this, I mean, India is not small. I think it's going to be positive for around the world, because then they'll be able to see on a larger scale what does it look like. So, not saying that India is the most, or all of India's population is using tech. It might not be the biggest ratio as far as using tech, but there's still a lot of people over there at a very high level in technology who are, I'm sure, going to be experimenting with these things. If I'm not mistaken, you know what? Let me not say it, but I know there's a bigger exchange that's an India-based exchange. I think it's eToro. But anyway, so this is positive in my opinion. I think we're going to see more ETFs coming out for different types of blockchains or different blockchain companies, or not companies, but just different ETFs or funds, indexes, things like that coming out to track the market. All right, we got about another 15 minutes or so. If you are hanging out with me, I appreciate you hanging out. Leave your comments in the or questions in the chat, and I'll answer them as soon as I possibly can. Otherwise, I believe I'm hanging out by myself today, but I have no problem doing that. That's why I started this stream. So the next thing on the list is Square has now. Before I actually say what I'm about to say, I don't want to say it wrong. Square as an umbrella and having, who else under them? Having a few under companies under them has changed their name to Block. So this doesn't mean that the payment system is going to be Block. What you actually use to exchange it, here it is. Okay. So they made a joke in here too. So Jack Dorsey just resigned from Twitter, but he is still CEO of Square, now Block. And this is kind of what's going on. So Block is now Square, Cash App, Spiral, Tidal, and a couple of other things. It's the umbrella company, effectively. So the Square that we use for the payment system is still going to be Square, it sounds like. But this is going to be a move toward full encompassment of community, is what they're saying. They're not saying that it is blockchain related, and that's what's interesting to me. I'm skeptical about this because it's Jack Dorsey and because he's like one of those people that we're not always sure if he means well. But excuse me, now I get plenty of sleep. I don't know why I yawn so much. But he's not saying, or he's saying that this isn't about the blockchain ecosystem. He's saying that this is like about neighborhoods, like around the block. Or not just, I should say. This is about, it's here, where is it? I don't know who they're quoting here, so I'm not going to say. Yeah, okay, so Block said via Twitter. Yeah, okay, so they did say it via Twitter. It's a reference to neighborhood blocks where we find our sellers, a blockchain, block parties full of music, obstacles to overcome, a section of code. It's everything. So they're saying that it's deeply encompassed into a lot of different things, not just blockchain. And then they made a joke saying that Square changed the name to Block. Hope BlockFi doesn't mind or doesn't, not to be confused. Hope they don't have a problem with that. And then BlockFi replied. Thought it was pretty entertaining. It said Square is changing the name to Block, not to be confused with BlockFi, which might have a problem with that. I just repeated, sorry. And we are now SquareFi, effectively, immediately. Kind of just seemed like some friendly trolling. So, gotta love that. But down here, Square is Block and BlockFi is BlockFi. This isn't really anything that crazy. It's just, he's just kind of, we'll just say that's trolling too. But it's basically things are going toward the metaverse, toward the blockchain, toward cryptocurrency, and he's just saying how Peter Schiff is still stuck on gold. I'm a fan of precious metals, so don't get me wrong. When I say things like that, I'm a big fan of precious metals. I do plan on starting to talk about them more on the channel, but probably in separate videos, not on this live as much. Unless something impressive happens with them and they do move the market, then I'll talk to them or talk about them live. So, one thing I wanted to mention, let me see where Bitcoin is right now. All right, we're at 56.7. So this right here is the Bitcoin rainbow chart. I'll post this in, you know what? No, I'm not. You can find it. There's the URL. So this is a Bitcoin rainbow chart. So effectively what this is it's a chart that was created, I forget when, but it's to track the growth of Bitcoin's price and kind of where it is, if we're in a bubble, if we're too high, if it's basically free. Wish I had accumulated more down here like everyone else had. I even saw the dip. I should have just put all my money in it. I'd be not going to look back like that. Matic, do me good. So what this is showing is just, depending on where you are in this chart, you can kind of gauge if you're paying too much or too little, yada yada. This is not financial advice, and this chart is just speculation like anything else, but so far it has been following the trend. So right now it's basically saying that we're in like hodl mode. If this does keep continuing the way the last couple of charts did, then we could be in this kind of bump right here, or this one right over here. I'm thinking it's more toward this end over here. So there are a lot of other charts that are expecting it to be explosive also, but if this trend does happen the way that it's showing it could here, then what we're kind of looking at, I'm kind of losing it back there. If we're going with people's predictions and whatnot, and if it does hit the red band like it did the last couple of times, and let's just say that it does it toward the beginning of 2022, then we're looking at about a $200,000 Bitcoin. I'm not going to say that I believe in that 100%. I think it's going to be more in the $100,000 range, maybe over $100,000. But if we hit $200,000 Bitcoin, I will not be upset whatsoever, because that does just mean that the altcoin market follows, which is good for everybody. And then, okay, so now we're back to this. All right, so that's all the news that I had for today. Let's just drop these off. One thing I do, we are at the last few minutes. If you are hanging out with me, I appreciate you watching. If not, that's okay. I'll keep rambling on like I usually do, because I am usually talking to myself anyway. I'm pretty sure that part of the reason why I started these chats was so that I didn't sound weird talking to myself in my room anymore. And at least it seemed like I was talking to people. But really, I'm just talking myself into a camera. All right, so down below you can see that I have some referral links. I won't go over these too long. I'd rather kind of look at some more charts, or not charts, but look at more cryptos and stocks and stuff, see what's moving for the day, since we are in the active movement mode. Oh, RMRK is a crypto that's been doing really well. Wow, that's almost doubled. I should have bought some when I wanted to. Coinbase, so Crypto.com is the biggest one that I use. I use it as my main bank. I use its Visa. I plan on staking CRO soon. It's actually at a dip right now, so maybe I should do that. That way I can get the next level card and then get 2% CRO back. I'm in a little bit of a pickle. Excuse me, because the last time CRO went up big, it went down. It went up to, I think, like 30, 34, came down back to like 10, 12 cents. 9-cent range. So it did just go up to like 90 cents. It's in about 62-cent range. So I'm not sure if we're going to see more pullbacks. I just don't want to stake too early. I have done that before and kind of kicked myself in the butt. But at the same time, it's still CRO, Crypto.com's coin is still one of the ones I'm most bullish on long term. Coinbase, everyone knows Coinbase, not going to leave it, not going to get, oh, by the way, if you do stake the Ruby card, let's see, does it tell us? Does it tell us? Let's see what it says about the Ruby card. See if I can pull up the information real quick. Yeah, so if you stake, $400 USDT, you get, actually, I thought it was going to be more. Okay. So if you stake $400 USDT, you get two, and it might be more. I think it does move with the cost of it. But anyway, if you stake that much, you get 2% in rewards for every purchase. You get 100% back in Spotify. And I think that's it for that card. Yeah, right now I just have this one right here, which you don't have to stake anything. You got some limits on it, but that's okay. I use this, like I said, as my main card. If you do stake, 4,000 and up, then the benefits just get better and better. Some of them even work with flights and air lounges and such. So, whatever you're willing to put into this, DCA if you like. One way you can buy this card, here's a little pro tip. One way you can get these cards and stake, you can actually DCA into CRO. Once you get the amount of coins needed to stake, then you can stake the card. So you don't have to go on to crypto.com right now, say, I'm going to throw down $4,000 of $4,000 and stake CRO, because it could be at a high right now. I know it's at a pullback about 30% from the high, so it could be a good time to buy, but it's definitely a good time to DCA in my opinion. But it could also be high overall. So if you threw down $400,000 right now, it could be good, but it could be high. If you DCA over the next couple or few months, maybe the next year or so, well, maybe no, let's not go too crazy, next couple of months, and you dollar cost average, and this ends up being, you end up putting in $200,000 or $300,000 of USD, but now you have all the CRO necessary to stake, you can stake the card. So that's one way to do it, pro tip. And once you do stake the Ruby card, you and I both get $25 for using the link below. Coinbase, like I said, everyone knows Coinbase. Once you do your first trade in Coinbase for $100, we both get $10. It's a good on-ramp. You can transfer in and out. All of these are wallets that you actually own the crypto, so that's a big key. I try not to use things that I don't own them myself. Man, RMRK is blowing off the top right now. I wish I had bought that when I wanted to. I was looking at it at $30, $35. ZSS Becker is the guy who I follow on Twitter. He's really good. Interesting feller. Feel like I'd be friends with him, but that's weird. Anyway, BlockFi, another good on-ramp for crypto, longer-term holds. When you stake here, you can gain good returns. It's a lending service, so when you're buying on here, you don't really own it, but you kind of do. You can transfer into other crypto wallets is what I mean, and out of crypto wallets into here. But it takes a couple of days. They go through the process of kind of buying it for you and then reselling it and transferring it. It's an interesting process. So what I really want to emphasize here real quick, I think once you do your first $25 or maybe $100 purchase or trade in crypto, we both get $10 or $25. It says it in the description down there. But if you put in $10,000 for 10 years in GUSD, which is just Gemini's stablecoin, you'd get $1,300 per year. $13,000 over those 10 years. So I'm not saying that these rates are going to stay the same for those 10 years, but I mean, still, that's pretty crazy compared to what you're getting now in banks, which is like 0.05 or something like that, maybe even less now. I don't know. Webull is more based around stocks. You do not own the cryptos in this. Again, you do not own the cryptos in this. You can track the asset, but you don't actually own it yourself. But whenever you see me looking at stocks on the channel, that's what I'm using. I'm using Webull. I believe Webull, when you sign up, you get 2 free stocks. They could be valued up to like $90 each. When you do your first trade, I think you get a third, something like that. But Webull is my favorite one as far as more easy to use interface without going to a higher ticket broker like TD Ameritrade or something like that. So Webull is a good one if you're just starting out. You can do options on it too. And yeah, links for all of those are in the description below. And that is that. So let's open this back up. Let's see the screener. Let's see what the other crypto. See what crypto is going. Crypto. All right, let's see what's moved the most in the last 24 hours. RMRK K is making me sick because it has moved so much, and I feel like I have missed the boat. It was at like number 250 or something. Last I saw 26% today. So all-time high was just hit 3 hours ago. I saw it about what was it, a month ago at like $30 or something like that. It's moved a lot in the last couple of weeks. Okay, yeah, no, I saw it just a couple of weeks ago. That's what it was. I think it was like $32 or so. When Alex Becker mentioned it, crypto's been so odd lately. I'm going through some transitions. I didn't want to move too much until I did my research, and I had not gotten the chance to actually research this one yet. Because that's one thing that I want to make sure that I'm doing is researching things, not just buying them because some talking head is saying it. This is something I wanted to point out. This is BitClout. This is the decentralized social media that I was mentioning the other day. I'm very bullish on decentralized social media, decentralized music platforms, decentralized anything that is going to allow content creators to own their stuff. So this is BitClout. The link is in the description below for my page. And you can effectively buy the content creator's coin. So this guy right here, so many people believe in him that his coin is now up to $4,000. So last week it was at like 3,300, I think. The more and more that people believe in a coin, the more and more that people buy it, the more it goes up. And that means that what you own goes up. It's just like any other cryptocurrency, but this is a token to the content creator, a coin to the content creator. So this is like a Facebook/Twitter type platform. If you know of any of these, or if you are interested in more of these, I'll do more research on them. But I'm really, really bullish on decentralized social media going forward. It might be too soon, but I'm very bullish on it. Same thing with gaming. Okay. So let's see, 24 hours. So Near has moved. What just happened on Near? Was it? I think it was Deadmau5's and the man, the news that we said earlier. I believe that was on Near Protocol, so that might be why it's up 7% today. Radix, don't know too much about them. Ecomi, a couple of these I looked into. We're just looking to see what's moved. So if I know about them, I'll mention them. Luna is ripping. So that's just going up and up and up. This is showing potential to do the same thing that Solana and Avalanche have done recently, which is just going up with kind of no chill whatsoever. So just continuing to move. T-Fuel is Theta Network's token, so this kind of stays where it is for the most part. It's around like 30, 34 cents pretty much all the time. Let's see what else is in here that looks interesting. These aren't completely in order. It's okay. That's okay. So Cosmos, I know, is another one that a lot of people are talking more about. I'm going to be looking into that. I should be taking notes as I'm saying that. My notepad's too far. Maybe I should take notes on how my notepad is too far. Let me write that down. Notepad too far. Zcash 1 is another one that a lot of people have been talking about lately. Not going to go into these too far because we're looking at, like I said, at the end of the live stream. And I want to just kind of see what else is what else. All right, Kadena. So now is a good time to DCA if you are bullish on Kadena. It's probably going to find support. Yeah, I think it's gonna. I think the last time I checked, support was around like 14 or 14, or 1450, 1475, something like that. Crow is having a pullback right now. I'm still very bullish on it long term. Very bullish on it long term. All right, Uniswap is starting to pick up a little bit again. It did have a big pullback. I want to see that around $35, $40. That I might start offloading a little bit, just a couple of slices. Man, I'm very bullish on, of course. All right, you know what? I think that's good enough for today. I appreciate you for hanging out with me. If you did watch this, even if you are rewatching this, I think I might have been by myself for the most part this morning. For the sake of my own time and getting things together, I will be doing sort of a poll, not on here, about doing a live stream later on today. So we will see if I do or if I don't. Until Monday or later today, I appreciate you guys and see you later.